Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. This is Naaman with the DC camp, a branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kahawadash, and of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim, alright, that are out there on the highways and byways, alright, constantly pushing this truth, and also the numerous amount of videos that are uploaded that everyone gets to view, alright, that further assist us in getting the truth out there, alright, which is we are the Israelites, alright, the descendants of those that were brought out of Egypt by Moses, of course, via Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, alright. We are the descendants of those people. And again, this is all done in order to wake up the remaining hopeful elect, because it's that time. Alright. All these signs in the heavens that are happening, all the prophecies that we're witnessing in real time, I might add. Alright, and it has certain folks scared. And it's a beautiful thing to see. I'm talking about our oppressors. Alright. Now look at these little Edomites here, these plotting little bastards. Look at them. Look at them. The face of evil, you know. What does Mr. Kirk have to say about this? Of course, all he did, and those that are probably going to try to follow suit, is to draw attention away from situations like this that we're going to get into. Alright, your real threats. Alright. And this is how this is set up. We should all know this by now. Again, this is the Tim Black TV channel. He's a local here in the DMV. Columbine 2.0. These, as young as they were, and yes, they do start early. Alright. And as it says, excuses for kids like this, but prison for our kids who are treated as adults, by the way. That's what's actually happening here in DC as I speak. Is a push to get put into law, drafted into law about our kids being treated as adults, age 14. Yes, DC has its problems, has had, but at the end of the day, who's responsible for all this? I'm not absolving Jake, because Jake is wicked. I you know, granted, yeah. But, and all these stats they like to bring up, they forget to tell you that these are the people, as on this screen here, are the ones that commit the most heinous crimes. Jake is just a scapegoat. I'm tired of it. I know a lot of other people are tired of it. This is, as the late Neely Fuller Jr. used to say, if you don't understand white supremacy and racism, alright, you're lost. I'm paraphrasing. And he was right. This is how this shit is set up. Alright. And our people, for whatever reason, I mean, we know the actual reason, but they just refuse to get it. They got all kinds of excuses. And this is scriptural. But that's the thing. It's in the scriptures. But you have to understand, these same spirits that keep coming back. They were the same spirits back in the time of Moses, you know, Dathan, Abiram, you know, all those other rebellious Israelites. And then the time that the Lord was on the scene, and these same spirits keep coming back and doing, you know, in their lot. All right. But let's get to this video here. 8th graders charged with planning mass school shooting. Here we go.
Girl buddy Philip Byrd were allegedly planning to target their middle school in Lehigh Acres, Florida.
The arrest happened after an 8th grade teacher got a tip from a student at the school that one of the boys had a gun in his backpack. When the backpack was opened, no gun was found, but police say there was a map with markings allegedly showing the exact location of all of the surveillance cameras in the school.
The teens are said to have been extensively studying the 1999 Columbine massacre.
What do you say about what you think their intent was?
I am absolutely convinced that we prevented a mass shooting. Two suspects have been surfing online, trying to buy guns on the black market. They researched thoroughly Columbine. They were inspired by.
Did you see how young that they are? These are 8th graders. They're on the black market trying to buy firearms. They're competent enough to understand what they're doing, but let's keep going.
Deputies searched their homes and found ammo, shotgun shells, knives, and other weapons. Philip Byrd's mother, Carrie Tuller, broke down in tears during their appearance in court on Sunday.
It's just a little boy. I didn't think this was really serious.
I spoke with Carrie and stepdad Chris today.
Carrie, how are you convinced
Stepdad.
that your son was not about to carry out a mass shooting?
My son is no monster. He would not have hurt anybody. My niece goes to the school.
Yo, look at my man. Look at my man. Man, his expression says it all.
Wow. Just wow. Wow. Salakia, I don't know what's going on here. Here we go. Yeah, let's skip that. Wow. All the excuses. I mean, these little monsters. You've got our people, you got hangings happening again.
Before we go any further, let me let you know, the Tim Black Wolfpack is dedicated, committed, and 10 toes down to reporting the truth, unbiased, and not working for any political party. If that sounds good to you, go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Look at my man. Look at my man. Man, his expression says it all. Look at his face. See, that's a real brother. Steve Knight. This is what real brothers look like when they hear bullshit. That's the face of real shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you do a story, want all the coons, once you the High Shrimps, Jesse Lee Peterson, once y'all get together and cover this and talk to white people about, these issues. Because I got to keep hearing about Chicago violence. What about this shit? This ain't an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to address this with your audience? I mean, 95% of your audience are conservatives.
Yeah. But this is, again, and this is, but these scriptures are where it's at. And when we go back to Psalms here, Psalm 64th chapter, right? King David's praying about, his enemies, which we're doing in this day and time. What? Because the media is a huge part of this, as it has been, even in the days of after child slavery, when we were being, directly after child slavery, Reconstruction era, and after that they set us up. And then you had Jim Crow, and what I mean by setting up, they pulled the troops out, and this is where you had all this huge amount of lynchings that occurred, and we had no protection. All right, and it says Psalm 64:2, and it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." The press, all right, plays a part in that. It says 3, who whet their tongue, or whet means to sharpen their tongue like a sword. All right, and not only through slander but libel, meaning in the print. That has a great deal of shaping people's perception of us, and they do that. Like he said, all you hear is Chicago, but our people aren't going and committing mass, shootings. who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better words. All right, and here it is. For those of you that aren't aware, you had two individuals that went to an HBCU and tried to do the Charlie Kirk thing. All right, with, you know, and I hope that they press. I'm talking about HBCU campus. I can't remember where it was now. I hope they press it. I hope they take legal action, you know, because they need to try to stop that shit and nip it in the bud, as they say. All right, because clearly the guy was telling lies. He had his own little gig going there, and you know, it's amazing they don't show you the people that actually stepped to him and confounded him, because he was going around dealing with people that didn't have much life experience, all right, or even just quote the FBI stats. That's all you had to do to counter that bullshit he was spreading. All right.
Don't they need help with their kids, Stevie? LFR family. LFR family. Don't you wanna save them? Don't you got a Bible scripture you wanna quote?
Well, and he sure as heck wouldn't have hurt his family.
Yeah, he wouldn't have hurt his family, but he would have hurt somebody else's family. He'd have hurt somebody else's family. You know what? Let's go get the parents. Yeah, let's go get the parents. You know, obviously, nothing we doing is working. Yeah, it looked like nothing I say is gonna make a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like nothing we say, string a bell style, it's gonna make a difference. So get on with it. Get on with it, then, mother. You know? Get on with locking them up. Lock up the parents. Lock up the kids. Folks, it's bad. 13, 14 years old. They in their room. Who knows what they're doing? We've heard the jokes. We heard the comedy routines on it. What you doing in the room all day? What's little Jimmy doing in there? His door's been closed. He in there building bombs. He in there plotting to shoot up the school. He's already made a map of the direction they would go, how they would do it. It's conspiracy, lady. He's already got the bullets. Think how delusional you are. He wouldn't do that. He got the bullets. He's got the map. He's got the plan. He's got a friend. They're trying to buy the guns. All those things. And you're still going, man, he's such a good kid. He wouldn't do that. He's trying to do it. This is called thwarting. This is catching them before he do it. Now, if he would have done it, she said, like, I can't believe he did it. I can't believe he did it. Even when you catch them before they do it, parents make excuses. Man, I'm a parent. I know you can't control what your kids do all the time. I'm saying it. Kids are free will. They're gonna do things they want to do. But Jesus Christ, man, this is, you should be like, woo, we dodged a bullet literally. Literally dodged a bullet with this one, because he's caught before he actually did it. You should be so thankful and happy. You should be ecstatic that he just not to lose his life. No one else lost their life. This was lucky. You are fortunate. You are fortunate. You have been blessed that your child was apprehended beforehand to prevent carnage. Take their lives of innocence. You can't bring those babies back to their families. If you want to be dumb with your own child and pretend your child is incapable of what they were obviously very much capable of, because they're in the process of doing it. That's how you know they were capable of it. The least you could do is be thankful for the other lives that your son was unable to take. Child's in the process of carrying out a plan. Goddamn students. And all we get from the parent. And see, here's the thing, man, and this is sort of like, and once again, I hate to bring up Charlie Kirk. The last question before he was shot was a audience member asking him about this exact thing. And what did Charlie Kirk do? Turn it into a comment about gang violence.
Yeah.
He took someone.
And that goes into when it makes reference to ancient Egypt with Pharaoh. You know, we built the treasure cities for him at that time, but you to use that example now, what do we make money for this devil in so many ways a lot of you probably don't even consider. All right, definitely the most visible is the criminal justice system. They make money hand over fist because of Jake. All right, and in framing, you know, our image in the media and all this, that's something else. You know, let me get another scripture here. This is Psalms. Let's go to 109. First couple. It says, "Help me, O Lord, my God." All right. Again, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. King David was not only king, he was a prophet. "Hold not thy peace, O Most High, God of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause." All of this, see, there's a method to their madness, believe it or not. And again, they get all these bills passed. You ought to know about ALEC. Let me see if I can pull it up. They meet. They just met last month. These in Philadelphia each year. And this is where the private prison industry come in. ALEC. It's an acronym. All right. American Legislative Exchange Council. All right. And it says, which is a non-profit organization of conservative state legislators and private sector representatives, i.e. private prison, established in 1973. Now, what happened in the early 70s also? Nixon started his war on drugs, which actually was a war on our people. They came out, those that were associated with him, later came out and said, yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't a war on drugs, it was a war on black people. And you got to understand the Vietnam War was just, you know, finishing up then. But for those that were against the Vietnam War, those that they considered, you know, amongst their own people to be, you know, the hippies or whatever have you. All right, that's what was going on there. All right, Alex drafts and shares model legislation. God dang it, this keeps coming up. Shares model legislation for distribution among state governments in the United States, promoting principles of limited government, free markets, and federalism. All right. So, I mean, this is what they do. To drum up, you know, support for this. Well, we got to have, you know, more private prisons equals what? And they usually build these things in poor white trash towns, all right, in order to generate what? Money. Think here in the DMV, you got in Maryland, you got a place called Hagerstown, Maryland. That's up around the border there of Pennsylvania. You know, oh, you know, hit town. The only thing there is the prison, Hagerstown. All right. Let's see. Alex has produced more bills on a broad range of issues such as reducing regulation of individual and corporate taxation, combating illegal immigration, that too, loosening environmental regulations, tightening voter identification rules. Of course, that's big. Down in Texas, they're trying to, they're getting away, God, let me rephrase that. They're doing away through, what do they call it? Can't believe I forgot. They just redistricting. It's another word for it, but they're getting Jasmine Crockett out of there. Damn it, what's the other term for that shit? Anyway, I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come out of it. Loosening environmental regulations, weakening labor unions, and opposing gun control. All right. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find what actually talks about the prisons. Hold on. Let's see. Goldwater. Uh-oh. See? You know, for people are slowly, I mean our people, when I say people in general, it's like are starting to figure out that none of these parties have our best interest at heart. They never did. Let's see, Ronald Reagan, I mean, all these people, Scott Walker, all these people hate us, all right? Jesse Helms, long since dead. Let's see. God dang it, I don't want to waste all the time on this, but yeah, it's, damn it, I want to, let's see. Damn it. Newt Gingrich, yeah. And guess who ultimately is behind all this, all right? There's a reason that a lot of your police officers get their training from what? Those Israelis. Yeah, for those of you that didn't know that. And so behind the scenes, all right, again, the people that took our identity, they want to make sure that remains the case. It's you gotta understand, these JOOs who are at the pulling the strings behind all of this when all is said and done, all right, that's where they're trying to maintain their hold on power. And I'll say a lot of that is people's belief that they are the chosen, even though this is falling apart now because everybody's saying that, you know, no, what you're doing and what you're saying you are, the two, it doesn't math. The math doesn't it doesn't add up, you know. After all this time, people are starting to see this. What we've been telling them for the longest time. These are not the people of the Most High. They never were. All right. They ran a feel sorry for me campaign since World War II, and everybody fell for it because they didn't know what the scriptures actually said in regards to describing who those people were, and it was always there. All right. Brookings Institute, all these think tanks and all this, you know. Here it is, let's see. Stand Your Ground. They pushed for that. They were big in that. In the wake of killing of Trayvon Martin, Alec's support for Stand Your Ground laws ultimately led to the departure of high-profile corporate members such as Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Bank of America, and General Motors. Voter ID laws. All right, all of this. Labor policy. I'm going to see if they're going to get into animal and ecological. Criminal sentencing, imprisonment. Here we go. Alec has been a major force behind both privatizing state prison and keeping prisons filled. All right, Alec has developed model bills advancing tough on crime for people that look like you and me. But in this video that I'm doing, look who always gets the excuses. Who always, you know, he's just mentally ill, you know, and they push for, you know, well, you know, let him be seen by a psychiatrist and all that shit. You know how they fix it up. Tough on crime initiatives, including truth in sentencing and 3 strikes laws. Joe Biden, you stupid motherfuckers that voted for that piece of shit. All right, even since the 70s, he was about shit like this. All right. Critics argue that by funding and participating in ALEC's criminal justice task force, private prison companies directly influence legislation for tougher, longer sentences. Even the music has to do with that. That shit that they listen to and push on our community. It's all designed to keep the prisons filled. Because the JOOs, they run the music industry. Duh. I mean, this shit that I can't even stand to listen to it. I gotta go. I gotta leave. Because ultimately I know, beside how shitty it is as music, I know what the purpose of it is. Alright. It says Corrections Corporation of America and Wackenhut Corrections, two of the largest for-profit prison companies in the U.S. as of 2004, have been contributors to ALEC. ALEC also has worked to pass state laws to allow the creation of private sector for-profit prisons. There we go. This is all designed for our people. But when we come back to here we get with all the excuses. Let's get some of the comments here. Why the heck are they allowed to have that many guns as an underage kid? You gotta understand, this is Esau's blessing from Genesis 27th chapter. Alright, when he was given that, this is how he would well, let's go to that real quick. Because after Jacob dies, alright, you know, everybody wants to accuse Isaac blesses Jacob. Alright, and he get, even to this day it's in their spirit, they'll say, well, Jacob stole the blessing. Jacob stole Esau's blessing. No, that's the way it was supposed to be. And as you know, Rebecca here says, let that curse be on me. And hey, we're going to get that, because they like to say that this nullifies that. If the Most High had wanted it the other way, he would have made it that way. Alright, let's start up a little bit, because Rebecca didn't like Esau. You know, Isaac did. Alright, because he made good venison. You know, that was one of the things. Alright, let's see. Here we go. I think it's 9. Hold on. This is Rebecca telling Jacob what to do. She says, Genesis 27:9, go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. Alright, 10. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah, because he knew, to his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. But here's what his mother says. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. Alright, and he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck, and she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my first son Esau or not. Because at this point, Jacob's eyesight was really bad. Isaac's eyesight was really bad. Excuse me. All right, and Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Most High hath blessed. And they still smell this way to this day. All right, it's, but let's skip on down to 38, because that's how they went. He would get the blessing. And here's what happened. It says, because Esau is at this point, damn it, because he came back, and Isaac was like, well, who are you? He said, I'm your son Esau. All right. And he was like, oh. He said, surely, I'm paraphrasing, I said, your brother Jacob, because his name is supplanter, right? That's what his name means, Jaiqua. All right. And let's see. All right, here we go. Start at 35. Hold on, further. And hold on. Let's just read the whole thing. And it came to pass, as son Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. Now, he sold, and this is where people get confused, because in Genesis 25, 2 chapters before, he sold his birthright. He wasn't no, he sold it. When you read the story, hey, these people are done. They know who they are, really, and there's no getting that birthright back, no matter how they try to punish us, to kill us, as what's next couple of verses is going to tell you. All right, he made this promise then, way back in Genesis 27 chapter. Anyway, let's continue. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing, and he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Do they not have the choice of the best places wherever they go? This is that blessing that he's given him right here. And how will they get that? And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Now this is not talking about an actual sword as in a blade. This is parabolic talk, meaning as their blessing is, they have the best of weaponry. People of this earth have to go to schools to learn their shit. That is their blessing. You are not going to beat them with their own blessing. This is what we're trying to tell our people. Alright? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And actually, after the time of King David, because King David hated these motherfuckers, these so-called white people. Anywhere you see in the Bible where it says Edom or Esau, the descendants thereof, that's what it's talking about. Saul was charged. He's supposed to wipe him out, at least in the area that he was. But what did Saul do? He fucked up, and that's why he was taken out of the rulership was taken from him, and ultimately his life. King David and his men, one of them had to go, what was it, Hadad? Wait a minute. Yeah. Had to flee into Egypt because King David was killing them left and right. All right. That thou shalt break it. And then after this time is when they took over the land of Greece from a dark-skinned people. What nation was that? They were Japhetic. Your Japhites now are those of the Hawaiian Islands, Fiji, Tonga, those people, even the Aborigines of Australia, those are Japhites. Those are Japhetic peoples. All right, from Genesis 10th chapter, all right, the very first verse on down to, where does Ham start? Is it 7, verse 7, somewhere around there? Those are the peoples of the islands what it's talking about there, the Isles. All right, those are Japhetic. In Edom, the so-called white man pushed them out and took over that area there, which is now Europe. Then you have the Scythians and all those, which once you get into it, you start to realize these people, these are frauds by nature. They're deceivers. All right, that's what a devil is, a liar and a deceiver. All right, 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's exactly what he's been doing ever since then. All right, because what they don't teach you in these dead ass churches, and what these Christians don't seem to understand, and when they're confronted with it, they reject, is the Greek captivity, where we became Hellenized. All right, we were told, and all you have to do is read the Maccabees for that. That's why they took those books out of the Bible that you have now. It's 14 books that they took out because it makes it plain and who the real enemy is, and you can't have that. All right, because the Greeks Hellenized our people. They became, and you see it today with these fraternities. Oh, that's real heavy. Even the sororities, because they follow suit. That's that Greekish fashion, following in the ways of these, that homosexuality and all that shit. That's that Greekish fashion. When you start reading the Maccabees, at least 1st and 2nd Maccabees. All right, and then you see why they took it out. All right, it says the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, and Genesis 36 chapter here goes into the lineage of Edom. After Esau died, his descendants, these are some wicked ass motherfuckers. But this is when your so-called white people, as you know them today, this is when they came into being in Genesis 25th chapter. All right. So let's get some more of the comments. Let's see. The media didn't call them thugs or fatherless or super predators like they do black folks. And that's true. But again, Jake has issues. We're not absolving Jake, our people, and their wickedness. All right. Because we're under the curses. All right. It says, look at how the police treated Terrence Crawford. Yeah, if y'all weren't aware of that, over the weekend he got stopped gun drawn on him after his parade. You know, parade in his honor. That's why we tell you, no matter how much money you make in this wicked ass fucking system, you're still under the curses. Anywhere in the world you go, you're under the curses. Until those curses are taken off of us by the one who put them on us, no amount of education, no matter amount of fame or fortune is going to save you. It's telling you who you are. Our people don't want to take heed because, again, as I said earlier, these are the same spirits coming back. You know, these rebellious ass niggas. Let's see. Based off of what he said, all of the following charges apply: conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy as an act of terrorism, terroristic threats, attempted murder, material support for terrorism, and that's it. Let's see. Let's see. Hey Kirk, where's their fathers? They had a stepdad, so technically their father wasn't there. Let's see. Oh, this is a Neely Fuller's quote. It says, "If you don't understand the system of white supremacy / racism, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you." And Neely Fuller died earlier this year. I believe it was in February. He was like 93. But I like watching his cartoons on, you know, as far as that, he was right on point in his worldly view. And, you know, because he lived a long time and he saw a lot of shit, you know. But, yeah, Neely Fuller Jr. So, original suspects. I like this one. It's their culture. And that's right. The usual suspects at it again. What they say about two-parent households again. See? There you go. Sigh. It's not all of them, but it's always them. I like that. Yeah, that's going to do. Let's go back to the video and finish it out.
We're talking about mass shootings at schools into a comment about man. What do you mean, like gang violence? Is that what you mean when you say gun control or mass shooters? You mean like gun violence, right? No, we're talking about this shit right here. Mr. Christian, savior of all things Christian. And see, no one really wants to have that conversation. And what's, like I said, and what's the most hypocritical thing about it, folks? When you got one black guy with mental health issues on a train who was talking to himself, laughing to himself, having a full-blown conversation, making crazy faces and hand gestures, not knowing he's on camera for 20 minutes. 30 minutes before he does a crime, who previously said someone put a device in his body and told him what to do. It was controlling his arms, his legs, his thoughts. He takes the life of one person. One person. No one wants to hear about the mental incapacity. But these kids, when they do shit like this, that's all we want to talk about is mental incapacity. All we want to talk about is their mental instability. We want to talk about the dysfunction of their mental state.
Because, commercial. Because what they've succeeded in doing. Hold on here. Come on. With the
say goodbye to the AI feel and embrace realism and speed. Pigs First V5 significantly.
What they've succeeded
with those
in
kids,
doing.
Those kids, are they talk?
is giving people who are inherently evil a medical excuse. Meanwhile, the people who actually have or suffer from mental illness, they choose not to recognize that. Why? Because of what I just read you, mainly from the ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Council, and them wanting to fill up the prisons with our people. We don't care about his, whether he's mentally ill or not. Get him on in there. Because again, this new Pharaoh, this is why he will never let us go. This is why he will never give us, one of the reasons, he will never let us get reparations. Because he fears not having us around. Remember, ancient Pharaoh, I'm not going to let them go. Because they serve a purpose. The new Pharaoh, the same thing. I'm not going to, every time they try to build something for themselves, sabotage. Why? If your complaint was, well, we don't want you to be self-sufficient, why don't you, well, we tried that. Over and over and over. You never had any intent for us to be self-sufficient. And yet, out of the same mouth, well, they're lazy. They're on welfare. Well, as it turns out, 70% of your people are on welfare. So that's a lie. Again, these people are about projection in psychology, meaning you're the one with the actual issues, but you put it on somebody else. This is in order to make you feel good about yourself. This is what they're expert at.
Talking to themselves? Is there footage of them losing? Like, is there documented footage or documentation that shows that these young kids, these two kids, 13 and 14, were suffering from type of mental psychosis? Are they bipolar, schizophrenic or something? What's their excuse? For planning. No one's produced evidence that the man who stabbed the woman on the train, the Ukrainian woman on the train, did so with a plan.
But wait a minute. Is there evidence suggesting that this is the second time she died and that was just a psyop?
We got a plan. We have young people that plan this shit. And and are they going to address this? And that's just a double standard. And I know it's most people watching this show, most of my viewers, you know exactly where I'm coming from on this. You get it totally. You know what I'm saying? It's just double standard. We got to put up the standard because we got new people that come to show, and they need to know that we compare things. We look at the situation, and we try our best to unpack what's happening. It does not condone violence. The man who took the life of the woman on that train, he would be in society. I question if these 13 and 14-year-olds need to be. You're planning to shoot up a school, and you have made steps to do it. You're not just planning; you're buying things. You're acquiring the material to carry out the conspiracy. And I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this concept next. I said, if we ever could get on the same page, if we ever could just see things for what they are and just deal with it, then we got a fighting chance. But as long as we make up lies, just admit. More people will be open to the fact that the man on that subway train was delusional. If he was to have someone black. But the fact that he stabbed someone white, no one cares. This guy should have been receiving treatment.
This guy should have been
Next.
receiving treatment.
The Tim Show.
Next.
The Tim Black Show.
So there you go. Wow. Don't you understand that while we're still in captivity here, which we are, this is just how it's going to be. Let me close it with this. This is why this and at least a couple of more scriptures tell you what frame of mind you're supposed to be in. This is Isaiah 51:14. You know, because Jake is in that, you know, that got that folly spirit on him. This is Isaiah 51:14. The captive exile, which we are, hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit. This pit, another word for that is system. Nor that his bread should fail. And that's what's coming. Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. Alright? Because who's going to suffer the most when this shit collapses? Jake, you're already seeing it before it collapses. Alright? It's right there knocking at the door. And still a lot of our people don't see it. Things about to kick off because now these white people are feeling what we've been dealing with for generations, and they can't handle it. So expect more mass shootings. Like I always tell you, be careful where you are. Stay away from large crowds. Alright? So again, as I like to say at the end of all my videos, alright, I hope whoever views this has been edified. And to reiterate what I just said, be aware of your surroundings. Remain circumspect. Alright, so until the next video, shalom.